Well, happy weekend. So summer is around the corner and what do we want to do for our hair? And that's the topic we want to talk about is how can Ayurveda help us with our hair care? Well, we have Salila. Salila has beautiful hair, as you can see, and she is an Ayurveda, third generation Ayurveda and diet health coach joining me live from Los Altos, California, my neighbor. I would have not known about her. So thank you so much, and namaste, Salila, for joining me.
Such a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Amitaji.
All right, so let's just understand how can Ayurveda help? We don't understand how can Ayurveda help for hair care especially.
Absolutely. You asked me a great question in the beginning that why Ayurveda hair care for summer? What's different, right? The reason is because Ayurveda divides all food things, all ingredients into hot and cold. We call it the guna of something. So in summer, when the sun is beating down on us, the temperatures are rising high. If we are continuing to use ingredients in our hair oils, in our hair care regimen that are of hot nature, which will increase something called pitta, which is again increasing heat within our head region. It is not good because already there is heat in the atmosphere. The body wants to come to homeostasis and we are preventing the body from doing that. So then that will throw us off balance and create issues like rashes, burning sensation, eyes burning, acid reflux, all these feeling dryness, bleeding from the nose, because this is a very important organ. Our head houses our most important organ, the brain, which is why for centuries, millennia, Indians have been very particular about how to manage hair care, how to manage the health of our sinus passages. So it becomes extremely important that we are mindful of the kind of ingredients we are using during summer. They should be different from the ingredients we were using during winter.
Okay, so let's just talk a little deep dive a little bit. Talk about the difference of ingredients you talked about, like summer versus the winter. And there are a lot of herbs, Ayurveda herbs, there's Brahmi, there's a lot of things. So talk to us a little bit the difference care between the winter and the summer. And is there herbs that we should be using or hair oil? What is it we are talking about?
Okay, so when we talk about hair oil, the first thing that comes to mind is coconut or sesame or mustard or almond hair oil. These are the base carriers. So in winter, when it was cold, we were using warming oils like almond, sesame, and mustard. And people who were using coconut might have had sinus passage infections, might have had rhinitis. And now as we are transitioning into a hotter atmosphere, all of us have to switch into coconut so that the head stays cool, because coconut, like I said before, has a cooling guna. It has cooling properties. So this is excellent for us to switch to coconut. Now let's look at the ingredients that are commonly used in Ayurvedic hair oils. So Bhringraj is a very common Ayurvedic ingredient that's herb that's used in hair oils. So Bhringraj is warming. And now as we move into summer, we have to look at ingredients like henna, like Amla. So if we were using Triphala in the hair oil before, now we switch to just Amla in the hair oil. If we were using other heating like Tulsi, like pepper, these days it's fashionable to use like palandu, onion in the hair oil. You'll see a lot of high-end cosmetics using onion in the hair oil. So that is hot potency. Now we have to drop that. A lot of Instagram influencers, TikTok influencers create these hair oils with fenugreek, curry leaves, and onion. Again, three very hot things. We've got to discontinue that. We've got to move into things like vetiver. We've got to move into amla. We've got to move into hibiscus, aloe vera. These should be the ingredients we should be moving into as summer is now coming into full swing.
Okay, and now just to get our hair growth to be luscious like yours, it's in addition to hair oil, should we be consuming something like some kind of herbs to help with the hair growth as well?
Yes, we should definitely be having seeds in our seeds and nuts and dry fruits in our diet on a daily basis. A handful of nuts, especially things like um, cashew nuts, almonds, walnuts. We can't go wrong. Sesame. I like to make laddus. I have some recipes on my Instagram as well. Just take a little bit of sesame, take some nuts like cashews, almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and mix it all together with some ghee and a little bit of flax seeds, and just give it a whiz in the coffee grinder. It'll come together into a little ball. You eat that first thing in the morning. You're providing your body all the essential nutrients for hair growth, for fertility, for strong nails, for strong bones.
Okay, and we talked about the hair oils and the nuts and spice. I mean, nuts as a nourishment, right?
Mhm.
What about like shampoos? Like, how do we now that that's something we are applying, but how do we wash it off? Like, is there some kind of a mantra for that also? Washing it
Yeah.
off and conditioning.
Yes, absolutely. So our age-old, millennia-old formula for hair washing is Amla, Rita, Shikakai. Soap nuts, Shikakai, and Amla, a mixture of this. If we can mix this together and keep it in a little box, just take a couple of teaspoons, add some nice warm water, make a paste, and then after we have applied our hair, applied oil in our hair generously, we leave it for about 45 minutes, and then we wash it off with this paste, and then just wash it under flowing water. Use a comb if you need to get off some residue, because sometimes a slight residue can remain because we are using herbs. This is a very, very soft, gentle, nourishing, conditioning shampoo that will heal and improve the hair growth as it is cleansing the scalp. It is provide nutrition to our scalp.
And you don't need any conditioner or all the fancy hair masks that all of us are kind of putting on our hair.
If you have extremely dry hair, I have extremely dry hair because I have coarse hair. I definitely like to follow up with a nice high quality conditioner based on herbal extracts.
And do you want to expand as far as the ingredients of the conditioner, as you said about the shampoo?
That is from Whole Foods or Sprouts. I may have picked up a bottle, something like that, because my hair tends to be very dry. And then on top of that, I also follow up with a few drops of almond oil. It's still cold here. I woke up and it was cold, so I'm still using almond oil on my hair. But I will switch to coconut once summer takes on full swing.
Sure. So a question I want to ask is completely different in the sense a lot of women, as they're hitting perimenopause or menopause, their hair starts thinning, right? I'm sure you get these kind of questions a lot from your
Yes.
clients, right? So do you want to say something about that? What should they do? Because women, obviously, we don't want to start getting bald, right, as we age. So, so what do we do as we start aging?
As we start aging, we have to especially during the transition of menopause, we have to attack this problem from several layers. One is diet, you having those nut and seed laddus, like I said. Two is stress management. Three is sticking to cooling foods, foods like milk, ghee, cucumbers, things that bring that cooling aspect into our life. We have to become very conscious about making sure that we're using aromatherapy on our pillow so that it calms us down. So we're using smells like sandalwood, rose, lavender to cool us down. All these things that as women during our periods or during menopause or during puberty, things we are naturally attracted to, cooling, calming, bringing the system down to stable from that high, being a little frazzled, which happens when there's a lot of transition going on in the body, bringing it down to a stable system. Then doing yoga and meditation. We just cannot escape finding those 15 minutes to just simply calm our body. All this has effect on how our skin shows up, how our hair shows up. And then getting really, granular and intentional about hair care, using beautiful masks, like whipping up some coconut oil with some henna, with a little bit of hibiscus powder and a little bit of coconut milk, and then applying that avocado mash, applying that into our hair, becoming very intentional about taking 2-3 hours on a weekend to have a nice long bath, self-care, put on masks. It becomes very important.
Okay. Well, this is a short 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis just to advocate holistic lifestyle. And we are launching a holistic lifestyle platform as well, which making it super affordable and accessible. Anything else that you'd like to add, Salila, before we wrap up today?
Absolutely. Summer sweating is something that we all should be careful about. So covering the head with a scarf or a hat when we go out. We were covering our head with a beanie, but now we switch to a hat. It's super important. And if we have a lot of sweating on the scalp, it's not good because it is trapping dirt and bacteria buildup, which will affect our hair fall. So just washing it off on a daily basis, a quick rinse. And maybe if you have dry hair, then just follow it up with a few drops of coconut oil mixed with a drop of maybe neem. Like create a bottle full of coconut oil, like about 100 ml of coconut oil, add a couple of drops of neem oil, a couple of drops of karanja oil, some lemon essential oil, some lavender essential oil, and then use that to apply it on our scalp, just a few drops after we wake up in the morning, so that the scalp stays free of bacteria that might hurt our hair growth.
And you're recommending to wash it every day? That's what yeah?
Just rinse it off. No need to shampoo it, rinse it off. And other thing to do is use rasnadi. Rasnadi is an Ayurvedic herbal formula. It's a powder. So use that in our mang, in our murdhanya, a few pinches of that. That will also help keep the hair scalp healthy when it gets really hot and sweaty. Because sometimes some people have very thick hair, and when the hair is at the base of the scalp and the follicles are wet, people might catch a cold. So it's super important that when we notice that, we put a drop of a few pinches of rasnadi will help.
Well, I think these are great tips. You should definitely think of having your own hair care line. I would say that. Thank you so much for being with us, and everyone keep supporting us. We are over 200,000 followers, and keep giving us feedback as to how we are doing. We are just here to serve the community, live a better, healthier life. That's all our mission is. With that, have a great weekend, and thank you, Salila, and namaste, everyone.
Such a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.